Here we have a pre-owned 2015 Buick Enclave. This one comes in the leather trim level in carbon black metallic. And then we have the ebony with ebony accent leather interior. For the powertrain, we get a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated direct injection V6. That's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. This particular model just has a little over 78,000 miles, so we'll see how it's held up over the years. As we come around to the front end, we do get our LED daytime running lights, LED fog lights, as well as our high-intensity discharge headlamps, and a nice sophisticated front end here for the Enclave. Probably one of my favorite body styles, even after the new ones have come out, compared to that one over there. Just something about this, I don't know what it is, but down here we have 19-inch aluminum wheels. Of course, it started to rain as soon as I started filming, so just bear with me, please. Memory seat functions are here: power door locks, rear window lock, power windows, power mirrors. Blind spot monitors are on this one as well. Like the trim here, very pretty purple there. Headlamp controls are here. We have a foot pedal parking brake, hood release, and then a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. Here's the power driver seat with two-way power lumbar support. And I think for the year and mileage, the leather's held up pretty nicely. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna check out the rear seat room here in a minute. I'm trying to see how I can get this thing pull here. Yeah. So that's how you slide the seat forward and back. Seats are still a bit bulky in this one though, and I do have it leaned back a little bit. I can move it up a little bit more and probably would not have my knees touching the back of the seat, but still pretty good space. Rear seat pockets are on both sides, USB-A charge ports, 12-volt rear AC controls, and then a pretty deep pocket if you want to slide stuff in there, and that goes forward to the front there. And there's the front of the vehicle, of the cabin at least, from back here. We have the lights, or not, excuse me, the vents in the ceiling there throughout, and the lights as well. Then bottle holders on either side there. Gonna take a quick look from the third row. Now it's a tight squeeze to get back here because of the armrest, but it's really not that bad. And as you can see, there's a little bit of space back here. My longer legs won't really do it, but it's doable. And then if you want to hang your shirts or whatever, the hangers are in the third row there. Let's go ahead and make our way. Ooh, that just scratched the heck out of me. Towards the back of the vehicle. Ooh. Fuel cap there. I gotta beat myself up pretty bad on the back of that seat. And there's a look at the back end. Big shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Enclave today. I'll leave a link below in the description. I like the dual exhaust there, spares underneath. Lift gate still works pretty well. And then if you want to fold this third row down, you want to make sure those seats up front are up so that it can fold flat, but you can see the difference between when the third row is folded down and when it's folded up. So you still have a lot of space behind the third row, I think, even with the seat up, but just having the seat down just gives you that much more space there. And then to the second row, we can either pull this and that'll fold flat when the seat up there is up far enough, or if you want to get from the third row back there, you can use this and slide it up. And that just shows you how much space you can get up here. This is the power front passenger seat, which is pretty adjustable. And then we do have the side pockets here, and they actually go pretty far back. Lockable glove compartment style, the owner's manuals in this one. And I'm gonna see if I can actually demonstrate the seat better now with that moved up. So that's how that'll fold flat there. You can see the maximum amount of space you can get, which is crazy. And then pull up here, you can actually tumble that when it's wanting to work. Might have just needed a little bit more elbow grease, but I only have one hand. So as we come back around to the front, release there, 3.6 liter V6 tucked away in there. Hydraulic on the hood still is in great shape. And then we do have the turn signal indicators in the side mirrors there, which are nice. But we're gonna go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So I love the leather wrap steering wheel with the wood grain. We can heat that as well. There's the horn. Clock is here. Little storage in there. And then down here we have the infotainment system. So we do get AM, FM, XM, still have a CD drive here, Bluetooth audio and aux input, USB. So quite a bit that you can fool with here. And then you have your settings in here. You can go in here and fool with all of that. Hazards are there. And then this is how you can control your gauge cluster. So I can see oil life, and then as I hit buttons, I can turn the park assist, rear traffic, all that on or off, as well as the units if I want to change that from metric to English and vice versa. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel, which is pretty nice to have in a 2015 model. Dual zone automatic climate controls. We can adjust speed, auto mode there, cut that off by adjusting the fan speed. And if you turn the dial all the way to the left, it cuts the whole system off. And then you have the adjustability there if you want to fool with that. And then fan direction can be controlled right in there. Rear AC controls too. And I like how you can just have that on or off, and then you get the rear temperature over here, which you can adjust. Down here, 3-stage heated seats. You can either do the seat back or the seat back and seat bottom. Your rear wiper is actually here. That's control for that. And then your traction control as well as your power lift gate can be controlled right there. USB ports there, 12-volt bottle holders. And then for the shifter, grab the lever, reverse, neutral drive. Then you have your low mode, and then you can shift the limiter there. And in that digital gauge cluster, well, the small menu right there, you can see what gear you're in. And then here, center console, cubby space, several different ways that you can use this. Change tray, and then the actual compartment is down in there with the 12-volt. And you can slide this back and forth. You do get the universal home remote, OnStar. There's a view of the back from up here. And then for the vanity mirror, lights there. Back to the steering wheel, you have intermittent wipers. You can adjust those one time, intermittent low, high, and then your front wiper fluid, push right there. And then your high beams can be turned on there, flash there. And then just standard cruise control, turn that on or off, set the speed, cancel. And then you have your radio station presets, track list you can go through here. And then you can use this to kind of seek. And then your source, you can toggle that there, voice recognition, and then volume down and up there. As for the key, it is a turn key, but we do have the push button start, and then we can also open the lift gate there. But with 78,000 miles, let's see how this thing is held up. Let's go ahead and take this 2015 Buick Enclave out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Enclave, pretty good pickup from the V6, the 6-speed. Doesn't have a ton of shift points, so that's not really a big deal. In terms of getting it up to speed, I think fuel economy was still 25 miles per gallon on this one, 17 in the city. But still relatively fuel efficient for what it is. And you can use the limiter. And it does give you more of a feel of a manual mode. It's meant to just be used for trailering and things of that nature, but if you want to have a little fun with it, you can, because it does shift relatively quickly. Gonna give myself a little space and then put it in the drive. We'll just see how it accelerates here. Let's put our foot to the floor. So one thing that I found surprising was how smoothly the shifts were, even putting my foot to the floor. The shifts were very smooth, not a lot of jerking going on there. So very impressed by that. The ride quality right now, it's a Buick, and you really get that smooth yet solid ride here, just cruising down the interstate. Very impressive. Wind's just picking up a little bit. Sound acoustics in here are very, very good. And unless I hit a bump, I really don't hear the road noise. But a pretty solid ride coming down the interstate here. Very comfortable. And one of the things about the Enclave seats in particular and this body style is you had the headrest that could kind of push forward and back. And then you had a pretty adjustable driver and front passenger seat here to get that perfect position. And then for your driver specifically, you have the memory seating, so you can make sure that you get that perfect driving position every time you get in the vehicle, even if somebody else has to borrow it for a while. But a pretty good ride down the interstate, and it's just nice to have the cruise control, blind spot monitors, and even though you don't have adaptive cruise, lane centering, and all that stuff, for 2015, this had pretty good amount of high quality tech features. Now with this Enclave in particular, I'll leave a link below in the description if you want to check out the price if it's still for sale. But this one here does come with a lifetime powertrain warranty, which is nice. And then I'll also have a link if you're looking for a local vehicle like this in your area. Just go ahead and fill out your name, email, phone number, and then get you in contact with somebody who has something like this that they can get you for pretty much the best price in your neck of the woods. If you're in the Middle Tennessee area, definitely check out Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro. That's my go-to for pretty much all GM products, new and used. But final thoughts on this, I think this is a great SUV if you want something that rides well, something that feels luxurious, even looks luxurious 10 years later. Maybe you're not wanting to spend the original sticker price around $40,000, $50,000, but you can get it a lot cheaper now. And again, with that lifetime powertrain warranty, if you're scared the engine or transmission might fail on you, that you're covered there. And then you can always get an extended warranty too, just to be safe. Always check out your Carfax though, because in terms of maintenance, you can make sure the oil changes were done correctly. If you need to go ahead and there's something like, for instance, I have a Porsche Boxster, and the IMS bearings always go out on those. Those are like a $5 to $6 grand job. So when I was looking to get mine, I checked out the Carfax and made sure that that work had been done, because that's one less thing I have to worry about down the road. So definitely look these up in the forums, Google what goes wrong on these. And if it's an engine or transmission, again, you have the lifetime powertrain warranty here. I'm sure several other dealerships that have these kind of vehicles. But also, let's say the screens are known to go out. You can look up on the Carfax there and see, hey, this one's already had the screen replaced, so I won't have to worry about that as soon as I get the vehicle. Just things like that, just to keep you informed. But all in all, still a luxurious SUV again, and I just like all of the subtle things like the clock here, the storage compartment up here, even seeing the word Enclave way back there. This just feels like a luxury SUV. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2015 Buick Enclave.